Ah yes, modding. And what better way to start our ROG Ally modding journey than with a new clear back shelf from Handheld DIY. So is it worth it? Does it work? And will it make it run cool or just look cool? Let's find out right now. I'm Brim and this is 2-Bit Tech. By the way, we'll be giving away this ROG Ally right here in the coming weeks. We'll also throw in a purple mod case so we can match even with our nameplates with the 2-Bit Tech. You don't have to put it on, but you can have it either way. So subscribe and join our Discord because we'll be posting updates and details on how to enter there and in a future video. Handheld DIY did send us this product, but they are not sponsoring this video. So this entire review is our own opinion and we're not going to sugarcoat anything. If we like it, we like it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So here I have two ROG Allies, my personal one and Juan's. I'll be modding mine and using Juan's as a control. And if I break mine along in the process, I'm going to keep his, since he doesn't use his because he loves his Legion Go so much. To make this as professional as possible, I completely wiped both of them and installed 3 games and have all the settings exactly the same. Those 3 games being Raft, Helldivers, and Elden Ring.
Of course Helldivers. Oh, no, Elden Ring.
Of course Elden Ring. Juan's gonna be playing Elden Ring now.
Oh boy.
I also installed Cinebench, a nifty little tool we'll use later. So, all that said and done, let's go tear them apart. Come on, Juan, let's do it. Oh, Alright, let's see what's in the box. Okay, you get your instruction manual and a paper with a QR code with some button silicone pads. Okay. So you do get various color options, but purple's my favorite color, so I went with purple. Look at this. Along with the back plate, you get a really thick thermal pad. And you get a screwdriver with a couple screws. Now, interestingly enough, they gave me an Apple Watch strap. Nah, just kidding. This thing goes attached to the back to hold on to a battery.
Does an Apple Watch strap actually work on there?
Let's try it out. Alright. This says it's 38, 40, and 41 millimeters.
That doesn't fit perfectly, but
it fits?
Fits.
So, if you lose this and you have an Apple Watch, swap it out. And that's everything they took. It's not broken, so you know it's good. Now, taking a closer look at the mod plate, you'll see that it's a really clear retro clear plastic. Its stand is aluminum and it has a nice little nameplate on the back. And then you have your metal heatsink right here, which is where the thermal pad goes and disperses the heat across. So now comes the fun part, taking apart a ROG Ally. Well, not entirely, but we'll just take off the back plate. And this one is Juan's. I don't think we'll need anything else other than this screwdriver, but we do have an iFixit kit on standby.
It didn't come with a pry tool?
No, I don't even think I needed this. Here. Pry tool makes it easy, but there you go. Now, I did do my research on this product and I did read that they have trouble with these back buttons. They didn't fit right or something, but we'll see. Satisfying click. Oh. That sounded like something broke. Another satisfying click. Okay, that one was good.
Is that it?
That's it. Well, I mean, I need to screw it in, but that's it. Let's just finish putting in the screws and call it a day. It's been great fun, but what does it do? It's not just for looks. It's supposed to make your ROG Ally run a little bit cooler and perform a little bit better. Now, is it going to do it? That's the question. Now we're going to start benchmarking. We're going to start running games exactly the same, all the same settings, and see the thermal differences. Now for that, we do have the real-time monitor on both of them, but to actually see the heat, we're gonna use this nifty little FLIR camera. We'll see if the heat plate actually does disperse the heat around or if it's just for show. So what do you say, Juan? Let's get to it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so while testing out the allies, we saw something really interesting. We saw that the backing of the modded ally was getting considerably hotter throughout the entire back, more so than the unmodded one, where the stock ally was getting around 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The one with the mod case was getting around 132 degrees Fahrenheit. That's considerably toastier, but not enough to actually burn your hands or anything. It wasn't uncomfortable. And this was a constant throughout all the tests. I find it very fascinating though that the unit itself was getting considerably hotter. As a whole, the real-time monitor was showing that the modded case's internals were considerably cooler every single time. The differences were about 5 to 15 degrees. That's very, considerable. But those degrees weren't continuous and it would fluctuate very rapidly. Now for performance, the difference in frames per second was minimal, to the point where I don't think it had much of an improvement until I looked at the stability of the frames per second. It was a lot more stable than the one with an unmodded case. That's not to say it didn't work. It was good not having those spikes in FPS up and down. It was nice that it was more constant. One thing I would change is the stand. The stand is very weak. Weak as in it'll tip over. I think it needs to be bigger, maybe longer, probably put up a little bit higher, because it's very easily tippable. You can mitigate that by putting a very big battery and strapping it on there. That'll serve as your stand. Juan even 3D printed this stand and it works perfectly. And it only costs a couple cents if you have a 3D printer. So it sets out what it needs to do. It manages heat really well and it keeps your internals cooler. But how does this affect performance in Cinebench? Well, let's take a look. I set them to charge to 100% and put them on turbo 30 watts. The difference is there. It did perform better every single time, about 400 points. Now that's not a lot, but it is better, so it definitely works. The installation was really easy. Other than these, I don't know what these are exactly for. I think they're supposed to raise your buttons a little bit, but they weren't in the instructions and they weren't in the video tutorial, so I don't know what to do with them. If you know, let me know. You know, even if it didn't work and it didn't do anything to help the internals, it just looks really, really cool. And I think it's just one of the biggest selling points. I mean, look at it. It's see-through, it's really retro looking, and it looks better than just having a skin or a plain ROG Ally case. I mean, look at it. It's amazing. So would you get this mod? Do you have it installed already? Do you have any issues with it? I'd really like to know, so drop a comment and let's chat. And if you're so inclined, join us on our Discord. It's slowly growing and I think it's a nice place to come and chat. So thank you very much, and Handheld DIY, for sending us this product. And remember, I'm Brim and I really appreciate you. See you next time. Lates.